He who directs the sunships and winds and trees and years, and he who made time to see the universe. Number one in ancient Kenites is Ra. Among the Hebrews is Ansar, Yahweh, and Elohim. Among the Christians is Lord God and Jehovah. And among the Muslims and the Islamic world is Allah and one God. I bear witness that all of these names refer to the same one Almighty God, and it is to him whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the black men and women that survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the lost 13 tribe, born here in North America, and that we are of the Nubian and Medic lineage. The blood of all the nations of the earth flow through our veins, and it's in that essence and that purpose that I greet you in the ancient and holy words of peace in the languages of our forefathers and Hotel.
Mayat Hotel.
Shalom.
Shalom alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir. Jamon Sante Abargan. Alafi and Duque. Ashe.
All the greetings and salutations in various languages and religions that we happen to find black people in North America involved in is in that essence that I greet you. We're coming to you live from the Temple of Mercy Association, headquartered at 616 East on 71st Street, where our founder, Brother Minister Hakim, said Aton, our co-founder, Minister Omari Jai, and our First Lady, Sister Makita Aisha. We invite you to join us each and every Sunday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. here live in person. We also broadcast every Sunday from 12 to 1 o'clock p.m., 12:30, to 1 p.m. live on Facebook. But if you ever want to stop by, please join us 616 East on 71st Street in the Grand Crossing community in Chicago, Illinois. Today I want to talk to us about the cost. Because there's a lot of things in life that if we knew how to count the cost, I don't think we would choose to do some of the things that we do. Right? So I'm going to talk a little bit about fiat. I'm going to talk a little bit about currency. I'm going to talk a little bit about money. I'm going to talk a little bit about health, because everything has a cost and a consequence to it. When it comes to our health, the majority of our communities doesn't have or doesn't eat or consume anything nutrition. We call it food, right? But really, it's nutrition. But if we look at the diet that we have in our community, nachos, noodles, with all of this sodium in it, it doesn't do anything but turn to salt. The noodle turns to sugar. You add salt and sugar to your system. It's like putting salt and sugar into your car. Engine on your car. Eventually, your something's gonna lock up, and the engine gonna close on, and the car ain't gonna be no more. And that's the same thing we do with our bodies, because say we can't afford the things that are nutritious, but the cost up front might be $1.99, might be $2.99, but the real cost is our health. And how much do we spend on our health? Knowing that the majority of us don't have any type of health insurance, the majority of us don't have adequate health care. God promised us 120 years on this earth. So if you look at the life expectancy of us in America, it's only 81 years old for men and 77 years old for me. So we've taken a third of our life, and majority of that life, and we don't get a chance to live it because because of our health. And our health comes out now. Because we don't plan financially to care for ourselves for a lifetime. The Department of Human Services did a study. And that study said that at age 65, it said 96% of us in America will be dependent on friends, family, and the federal government to take care of us at age 65. They said 1% of us will be okay because we would have accumulated at least $1 million in our retirement 401k, saving program, some inheritance, lottery, different things like that. 1% of us will be okay. 1% of us will be okay with 5 million, and only 3% of us will be okay with $1 million. So what does that mean? That means to take care of a human being for a lifetime, right? For a lifetime, it costs $2.3 billion. Now, I'm not the only mathematician in the world, right? You divide your life expectancy into $2.3 million and see how much money you need on an annual basis to live. And then once you do that, you tell me if what you went to college for, that you do that, will afford you to make that type of income. Because I think that what we don't do is we don't do like they teach us in sales and the network marketing company. They say start with the end in mind and work your way back. But we don't do that when we get our children. We don't start with the end in mind. Starting with the end in mind would be, okay, when my child is born, I'm supposed to go to the end of their life and plan for their family. But we don't do that. We just look at, oh, here comes kindergarten. Oh, here comes the Sweet 16 party. Oh, here comes 18 in college. Well, you didn't plan for college. We didn't plan for Sweet 16. We just did it as it came. We just made it up as we were going. And we just created all of these things, and then the child gets 65 and 96% of them will be able to take care of themselves. So what did that do to the generation before them? That's under the same exact thing. It puts us in a situation where now mom and dad can't take care of themselves. The children can't take care of themselves. Mom and dad health starts to decline. And so now we got to help mom and dad and we can't help take care of ourselves. So what situation does that mean? And then we get to practice what the good pussy that we're supposed to leave an inheritance for our children's children. How are we going to have an inheritance if we can't even manage the daily, the everyday cost of living? Because we don't understand the true cost of living. It costs. Most of us had children, we didn't consider how much it was going to cost to take care of the child. The tax. I know they tried to tell me, but I wasn't listening. I thought all you needed was love. Like most of the people. All you need is love. You love each other. All you else hang out. My mom used to look at me like I was crazy for love. Man, you tripping. You don't understand. She said, okay, you figure it out. And I promise you, I figured it out. I went back and I started counting the cost of, how much did that school cost for the 4 years? This is 25, 10, 12, all my stuff. What? I spent that much money? That's enough to send somebody to college. And that wasn't nothing but 5th, 6th, or 7th grade. I said, we allocated them funds to something else. But you had to count the cost of living. It's so high right now. Inflation is so high right now. That it takes 4 to 5 incomes. 4 to 5 incomes. And somebody making $25 an hour just to live in one house. Just to live in one house. If you take out the taxes and you all can ever figure out how to determine how much your check is going to be based on after Uncle Sam, after this, after that, and then realize that once you go to overtime, you just gave them permission to tax you even more. And so you really thought you was getting more money, but you wasn't because they increased the taxes on you. So now when you got the check, you thought it was going to be some extra money, but it really was less than what you was making on your regular 40 hours. Because we don't learn the cost. They don't teach us the math of things. And so we got to learn the cost. Because the cost is going to determine how successful we are in life and what we are able to leave for our children, right? And so we only got 8 years. when God promised us 120. So the first course of action that we got to take is we got to start really looking at our health and determining how long we're going to be here and what frame of mind we're going to be in how we get here. Because I believe that the number one mental health crisis that we're dealing with ain't trauma. I think trauma is the byproduct of what's going on in the community. I think the number one mental problem that we're dealing with is the non-nutrition of people that don't drink enough water, don't eat enough fruits and vegetables, and eat too much meat and consume too much salt and sugar. How can you function normally if you're eating salt and sugar all day long? You never drink no water, you drink your blue juice and Pepsi and Coke, and you never consume water. You don't take any supplements, no vitamins, no nothing. Just salt, sugar, meat, salt, sugar, meat, and the meat ferment, and it creates parasites, and parasites love sugar, and you put more sugar in, and you think your body is crazy, but really your body is nothing but an infestation of parasites and spray from sugar and salt, and you think you're consuming food, and you think you're filling your belly, and you say, ooh, I'm not hungry anymore. No, you were never hungry, because you never fed your body, you were eating parasites. And we do this continually, and then we expect our children to go into an institution called learning, and we expect them to learn something. When they mind can't even focus, they can't sit down, they can't pay attention to what somebody's saying, take notes, understand what's going on. Because the body is not even equipped to do that. We haven't even given our minds anything to consume what's being said to us. And so we're walking around with our phones and some earbuds in our ear all day, playing raunchy music, and we just keep doing that, and what do we expect to produce? Jerry, Steve Wilco, and I can't remember the other guy name, all of those shows. What did they produce? Everything that we see right now. And then they gave us social media, they gave everybody right to practice their First Amendment. Right? One of the First Amendment is freedom of speech, right? Also freedom of press, right? So they gave everybody a cell phone with a camera on and access to media that allows you to portray anything you want to portray. You could be an on-site reporter now, or whatever's going on in your community. So now, when white folks want to depict us in something, they don't have to depict us no more. They've already programmed us. We already got our starring role, it's Pookie and Ray Ray and all the rest of the stuff. They've given us the costumes for our performance. So now we're not having trauma, we're having episodes. And so now today's episode in the life of black people is turn on social media, they fight. Turn on social media, it's the Kia boys. Turn on social media, everybody teaching the young girls how to be lustful and over-sexualization of children. Turn on social media, and so now they found a way to make us depict ourselves as this. So nobody has to say anything about what to do with black people based on everything that's going on in the world. So now we go on vacation to a country that don't allow provocative music to be played out loud. That don't allow dancing and twerking and yelling and all this stuff on the street because it's a Muslim country and they don't believe in any of that stuff. So now here we come from America to this great place on vacation, and we're on social media going down the shores in a little speedboat, listening to raunchy music and twerking, and come back and get arrested. And now we wonder what's going on, what happened. And the story in the media is that we were arguing with somebody at the car rental place. It wasn't a car rental place, they were on a boat. And the boats that they have in the little speedboats ain't like the regular speedboats, they like Corvettes and cars and Maseratis and stuff. And so because this person from America didn't understand the culture over there, now they in jail for listening to raunchy music and twerking. Why is that? Why is that so easy for them to be able to lock us up like that? Why is that so easy to believe? It's not like it wasn't true, it was true. But why is that image of black people being portrayed all over the world? Why in the 90s did they create all of these movies, Boys in the Hood, Fresh New Jersey Drive and show and depict young black men dealing drugs, robbing people. Why did they create a game in the 2000s called GTA? Grand Theft Auto, a video game. So they went from promoting drugs and alcohol being sold from teenagers, and they went all the way back to the babies and gave them a video game to practice all the same things. Robbing people and taking their cars and stabbing and shooting them and picking up prostitutes. All of this is a video game, and the black community didn't say one word. I ain't heard one preacher get on their pulpit and say anything about Grand Theft Auto. Not one mumbling word when it was teaching our babies this filth that totally goes against every religious denomination on the planet. And every religious book, but nobody said one mumbling word about it. And then they dumped alcohol in the community. So we got a liquor store on every corner. And now it's getting to the point where they disregard the city ordinance that says a liquor store can't be within 400 feet of a church or school or park, which in a black neighborhood, that's virtually impossible. Because we got 5 churches on every block. So we should have no liquor stores in our community. But now they got the audacity to put them right next door to the daycare. So now while the child is at home playing GTA and they riding around and they robbing and killing and stealing and drinking 40 ounces, they come out the daycare and they go right past the liquor store and they say, oh, that's what it is. And now they got Megatrons and bright lights and TV screens, and so now they're continuing to program what? The next generation of alcoholics. And we're not saying nothing. We're not even looking at what that's costing our future. We're not looking at the fact that they got men and women so entangled with one another that we don't want to be bothered with each other. We don't want nobody messing up our vibe, messing up my peace, disturbing my thought process. I don't want no drama. I don't want no nothing, but I'm going to go to a job every day and deal with everything I say I don't want. But I'm not going to deal with it when I get home with my mate. I'm not going to deal with it when I get home with these children. I want some peace. I'd rather just be by myself. How? When it takes 5 incomes to live in one house. And we're perpetrating this image to our young women, and they're believing that they can be single, independent, and make it. Yeah. According to the Department of Human Services, 4% of you can. But 96% of you won't for a lifetime. Everything has a season. Everybody had a good season in their life when the money was good and the weather was right and everything did what it was supposed to do. And you thought in that moment that all the decisions you made in that moment that things were going to be forever and this and that. And then all of a sudden technology comes in. All your money gone. Now you better do something. The rap industry made millions of dollars. Artists can go into a studio and do whatever they wanted to do and get a camera like Minnesota Barbie got back there and lay their music down and do this and that and create their own little video and burn it on the CD and burn it on the DVD and travel all over the country and go to this club and that club and distribute their CDs and go perform at the football game and this game and come out and do what they need to do to make their money, and then all of a sudden technology says, no more CDs, ain't no more DVDs, we in the streaming world now. So they took it away. And so now things change. So now if you built your lifestyle on, it's going to be like this forever. But it was a long time we had CDs, right? But before that, it was
What's going on, sir?
before that, it was VHS tape, digital beta tape, something called an 8-track tape, right? And technology just continued to take these things away from us and transform us. But if we built our lifestyle based on how things were going in that season, when the seasons changed, so did our lifestyle, and so did our income, and now we find ourselves in a condition, and now we don't know what to do. And because the majority of us don't understand the true meaning of why you want to go get a job, is not to take care of you forever, because it's changed. The industry have changed. The season have changed. No longer when you work for a job for 40 years. The average life expectancy for a job is 40 years, and you're going to change jobs 6 to 8 times within your working career of just 40 years. So if you don't know that, And you go to this job and you set up a little 401k if they got one. And then you go to the next job and you set up another 401k. And then you don't transfer your money over to something different to continue that money to grow, because you know in the end I'm gonna need this amount of money to live off of for the rest of my life. If you're not even planning for that, how are we gonna make it? We faking right now. Just because you can take a trip, just because you can drive a certain car, just because you can wear certain white people designer name on your body, don't mean you making it in life. You're doing your family a disservice. When your health declines, when your income declines, somebody got to take care of your behind. And if you ain't stacked up no money to be able to afford your family to take care of you, it won't happen. And our people will just be continuing to be put in senior citizen homes. Black women right now in America are the largest homeless population in the country. But don't nobody want to address that, because if we say that, then we're accused of shaming black women. No, we ain't shaming you. We're trying to get you off the damn corners. Eating cat food, living in containers. I went out of state and I drove past the thing and I said, man, you know, I've been talking about getting a lot of the community and putting up some containers and distributing some products. And I drive past this lot and I see all these containers. I'm like, man, somebody took my idea. I'm nosy. I'm driving over there to see what's going on. These are containers people are living in. They living in containers, the backs of trucks. And they ran out because the food truck pulled up to pass out free food and give out medication and give out shots. And it was nothing but women running out of these containers. Wasn't no lights in there. Wasn't no air conditioning in these containers, just a container in the lot. I said, what in the world is going on? I'm downtown. Dallas, Texas. And y'all mean to tell me this close to the state capitol, y'all got 3 containers with all these women living in it? And all you see is cats and stuff running around? And the only thing y'all can think to do is send a truck up there to feed somebody and give out some shots and some needles? It's appalling. But it's happening all over the world, coming to a theater near you. Y'all better get your house in order. Not only do you have to plan for the end of your life, but you got to plan for your next generation. If we can figure this stuff out, then when we have children, we can start when they're born planning for retirement. We can start when they're born planning for the next generation. How do you think everybody else is beating us? Because they plan 4 generations ahead. Because they're not ready to make the math. Okay, this is how much we need to leave. How are we going to accumulate that? And then they work on everything else. Everybody in the Jewish community got to go to a private school. You got to go to a Jewish school if you're really about that life. And they don't let you get married unless you can afford that. Your family, your parents got to be able to put enough money in a pot to be able to send your kids to school. And then as soon as you get married in the church, they send you right downstairs to the credit union, and the credit union say, here's the loan for your house. So now you go get a house at a very low interest rate. You ain't there when everybody else can. You didn't have to do nothing but be Jewish. You didn't need an 800 FICO score. You didn't need none of that. You just needed the credibility of your mom and dad and his mom and dad. Y'all 2 families, okay, approved. Now you go get your house. Now you got the money from the whole community to send your kids to private school. Now you start your life. How sweet is that? Most of us don't get our first home until we're 45 years. It takes 30 years to pay it off, so we never pay it off. So are we really leaving our children generational wealth, real estate agents? When the people that's getting the houses are 50 years old, it takes 30 years to pay it off. We ain't leaving no paid off houses like grandmama did. Stop playing. And the majority of us, if we did get grandmama's house, we can't even afford the taxes. Because it takes 5 incomes today. $5 $25 an hour income to live in one house, especially in the city of Chicago. $88,000 a year to live here is what they say the cost of living is. But for black people, it's more. Because when we get charged rent, it's a little bit more. Today, you need almost a 700 credit score. First, last month rent, security deposit, and you got to pay 4 times the amount of whatever that rent is. Tell me how that works in America today. Tell me how we still sending our children out at 18, telling them they grown into a situation like that. So now 80% of their income is going to go on rent, and the other 20% is going to go on hair and nails, and they're going to call you every month to pay the light bill. How is that benefiting us? It's ridiculous. It's harder to get an apartment than it is to buy a house today. You can get a house with a 580 credit score, but to rent, you need $700. Because the people that own that property can't afford to pay that mortgage and can't afford it. It take 9 months to get you out. If they get one bad tenant, they probably go behind on their mortgage, go into foreclosure, and lose their deal. So the state's got to raise up real high. And we got to keep starting the next generation at zero instead of them starting with something. 2 out of 3 of us, no insurance. None at all. It costs the very people. $15,000 is the average funeral in America. And I'm sorry, GoFundMe is not life insurance. Even if you're lucky enough to have the network of constituency to be able to bury you and have a decent funeral and print your name on the casket, and everybody got a shirt on with your name on it, and the balloons and the doves, and you went to your gravesite with the horse and the carriage, and your people rode in the Mercedes Sprinters and the air conditioning, everybody got out of their bottles and blunts and everything else. Who finna take care of their babies? For their lifetime. Because ain't no money left for that. But we gonna spend a bag on this funeral because little mama went out like he went out. Them damn people, brother got killed. You know how much money they spent on that funeral? Mr. Knockout, honoring Mr. Knockout. And Mr. Knockout that lost his life and left 3 babies. And who's gonna take care of the baby? You think that we can put that funeral on to support their so-called brother and their loved one? You think that them 3 kids are gonna be taken care of for a lifetime with their daddy gone? That wasn't insurance money, that was your money. So who's gonna take care of the baby? You can't sell dope forever, black people. I'm gonna say it again. You can't sell dope forever. That's why everybody's thinking it's the fentanyl, because it's a prescription drug. The real drug dealers want to control the market. And the other drug dealers want to come over here through these illegal migrants and bring the other drugs that's over here. El Chapo and unleash everybody that comes from America. We don't know where these damn people came from, undocumented. You don't know if they got out of jail. You don't know if there was a sex offender. You don't know nothing about these people's history. But they live in our community. And the things that I'm hearing that's going on, they need to go back. Because ain't nothing good coming out of them. They've been here 4 months. They had a meeting in Woodbine and they said that we've already gainfully employed 60% of the people here. So in 4 months, all of the illegal migrants went from 0 employment to 60%. But we still, from the last 30 years, our teenagers 18 to 25 have been 93% unemployed for 30 years. And in 4 months, y'all can find enough jobs for 60% of the illegal migrants. But you know whose fault that is? Ours. Because we haven't learned the cost of living. We haven't figured out the cost of circulation, right? The Department of Human Services says that $1 billion spent annually will create 50,000 jobs. So an intelligent black man would say, okay, our spending power is about 1.7 trillion. Y'all hear it? 1.7 trillion. So that means, let's do the math. How many jobs can we create just with our spending? We ain't even got to talk about if it's going to be our soap, our laundry detergent, our tissue, our clothes, our design this, our design that. Just look at the spending and start spending it with us. Let's create something. Let's get the market to get in. Why do you think other ethnic groups, when they say food, it's Mexican food, it's Chinese food, it's Greek food? Why do you think they put their name at the front of that food? It ain't no damn Greek, Chinese, Mexican, nothing. It's food. They gave it the surname. And we bought into it. And we didn't even think, man, we should be one. Y'all think the Chinese were the first to take some damn rice and roll something up there, egg roll, and Y'all don't think we can do that better. It's a brother on the west side right now that changed egg rolls forever. I ain't gonna never, egg rolls have been changed. Chinese people been selling 2 kinds of egg rolls, a veggie and one with chicken, shrimp, beef in it. This man took everything else you can think of and put it in the egg roll. Corned beef, Philly steak, gyro, cheeseburger, macaroni and cheese, soul food. You mean tell me to wrap all that up in the egg roll? Man, come on.
In the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Black power!